The Democratic field in the race for president widens as a new challenger enters the ring. Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips kicking off his bid for the White House by filing to get on the New Hampshire primary ballot.
Phillips is now challenging President Biden, the leader of his own party. And joining us now from New Hampshire is Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips. It is good to see you, and thanks a lot for being with us.
Hey, good afternoon, America. And by the way, I'm wearing the costume of a presidential candidate. I hope you like it.
Hey, you're pulling it off pretty well here. So last week you made the decision to run. Some people are not happy about it because there's a sense that you're running against President Biden because of his age. Why are you running for president?
Well, I'm running for president because we have an exhausted majority in America. I'm one of them. I think many people watching right now would include themselves amongst us. And we're ready for change. Our country's in crisis. The world is in crisis. It's time for a new generation to take the reins and to lead. I wouldn't be doing this if Joe Biden could beat Donald Trump. But all the evidence, all the polling, all the conversations all around the country are saying just the opposite. This is not an attack on the president. I respect him. I admire him. I have voted for many of those policies. But I'm going to present a bold vision for the future, attack the problems that 80-year-olds, frankly, right now are not positioned to do. And I want to invite young Americans to the table. And I want to change what I consider to be the biggest threat to the United States, and that is our division. We have an angertainment industry that would have us believe we are more divided than we really are. And I will lead this country in a very different fashion. I will include all voices, no matter your politics. I will have an administration in which your voice is heard at the cabinet level, throughout the administration, and that's how we're going to change this. If we don't, we are in deep trouble. We can't wait to 2028, 2032. The time is now. Let's meet the moment, and that's what this is all about.
Let's talk about the road to the White House. The first Democratic primary is actually in South Carolina, but you started your campaign in New Hampshire. So some Democrats, notably black Democrats, are calling that a disregard for your party's emphasis on the South and diverse voters. Do you have plans to get on the ballot in South Carolina?
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to get to South Carolina. In fact, I was just on the phone right before this interview with some extraordinary folks in South Carolina who are going to be helping my effort. They see the need for change as well. I'm only in New Hampshire because there's a 103-year-old tradition of primaries starting right here. It's where presidential candidates walk through the snow, meet voters, answer their questions. And it's a wonderful tradition because New Hampshire voters take it really seriously, very civically engaged. South Carolina is coming up soon. I can't wait to get there. And to my black brothers and sisters, I hear you too. I want to reunite America. I want to bring everybody together, your race, your religion, your politics. We've had enough of the nonsense. The division is destructive. This is going to be a movement of center-right, center-left Americans who want better for our children, our grandchildren, and for the future. It is not that difficult, but we're not going to get it done with the status quo.
Let's talk about where you stand on the issues. What are some key policy viewpoints that you have that you think voters should know about?
I think the Biden administration has done a nice job of maintaining our macro economy, GDP growth, job growth. Inflation has been a horrifying challenge to families. Affordability, number one. I've talked to too many people every single day who can barely afford their housing, barely can put food on the table, barely can afford their fuel. We are spending hundreds of billions of dollars in spaces and places overseas around our country that is not helping the people who need it and deserve it the very most. That's one. We have chaos at our southern border. Once the issue is at our border, it is too late. We have to use our foreign aid dollars to actually bring security, opportunity to the countries from which migrants are coming. I know how to do that. I serve on the Foreign Affairs Committee. Believe me, there's a better way forward. We have crime in our communities. We have to make reformations to our federal election laws. We have to get money out of politics. It is destructive. Every member of Congress spending 10,000 hours per week raising money from wealthy people. I just spent about an hour in my bus calling $5 donors to my campaign, and let me tell you, they are the most important people in the country. You are the most important people in this country. We've got foreign threats that are extraordinary right now. War in Ukraine, war in Israel between Palestinians and Israelis. We have got to bring a new generation of leadership, first in the United States, then around the world, and bring us to a future that is peaceful, full of prosperity, decency, and reduced division. It is not rocket science. I can't do it alone, but I'm going to lead us there. And I'm also going to have an administration that welcomes everybody. I want to open the White House doors literally to Americans like Abe Lincoln used to do. You wait in line, knock on the door. He would sit with you at the desk, average Americans We got to restore the White House as the people's house. We have to bring Democrats and Republicans back together. We have to recognize common ground, because if we don't, we are not going to have a future. And democracy is at risk. It is literally on the ballot. If you care about reproductive rights, if you care about a peaceful future, if you care about a strong economy, we cannot turn the keys over to the far right and the far left. It is not that difficult. But the institution, the status quo, is what I am running against. I'm running for the future. I won't demean people. I want to bring us together. That's my mission. That's my mandate. My first town hall tomorrow here in Manchester, New Hampshire. We're going to have music. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about the serious issues, because we have a crisis that cannot be ignored. It will not be addressed by the people currently in power.
All right, Minnesota Congressman Dean Phillips, thanks a lot for coming on, and we'd love to have you back on again. We appreciate it.
Anytime. Keep the faith, and happy Halloween.
All right, you too.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.